Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Oft-Times Reminiscences. Now then, if you're missing a fix of Obsequy or Autumn 4 maybe, and you're twiddling your thumbs and sighing into the wind about having nothing to take its place for the time being, well, maybe you should look no further than Veytik, who aren't the same as those two bands. But they will spark a similar interest, I think, if you do like those two bands. And rather than take my word for it, listen to this. So on this track, they don't quite sound quite as medieval as Obsequy do, and that's not a bad thing at all. But what they do is the drums are far more energetic, they're far more punchy, and I can't remember on this track in particular if they're more blasty, but on the album as a whole there's far more blasting going on, which puts me in a happy place every time. I'm trying to shy away from trying to make comparisons, because I always try and speak about artists of their own merit and try not to compare too much, but it struck me whilst listening to this. I've listened to it a few times now and bought it on the basis of what I've heard, but it did strike me that if I wanted to be put into the same mood as the aforementioned bands, then this artist this combo would put me in the right place, in the ballpark, and particularly with the pacier side of things, I would be my satisfaction would be complete, which it is. The album and this song demonstrates it's full of flourish. If we're going a bit medieval and going by album cover, I'll probably pay the tell it's castles and stuff, but I've not really looked at it. If you consider that the rhythm guitar here does something that very often this guitar of this tone doesn't do for me. It's got a causticness to it which in this particular form sometimes doesn't really click with me, but on this has. But if you consider the rhythm guitar is the or represents the pikemen and the grunts at the beginning of or at the front of an opposing side on a battlefield, and the lead guitar here is very much the swordsman, the knights who have been trained in wielding their weapon to devastating effect, and the flourishes from the lead do sort of set the whole thing alight a little bit, at least provide torchlight to the dark, if nothing else. Highly enjoyable, and again clearly evocative of times gone by, long gone by, thankful. But hey ho. I don't like heavy metal, never really have, with one or two exceptions. I sort of went straight into the deep end as far as metal. I've said before, my first love was punk rock, and so heavy metal really didn't work for me too much. Obviously there were, I won't say obvious exceptions, but there were songs from artists that did get to me. But by and large, no. It wasn't really until thrash metal came in that, if you want to, use metal as the base mark, they got interested in metal music. Nowadays, of course, it's all been smashed and remoulded, and there's so many different genres that play in at times in different artists' work that it didn't matter then really, but it matters even less now. But one thing that this has, which I can't really deny the joy of, is the more heavy metal lead guitar work in the solo-y, leady bits, but more so, I suppose, a storytelling that that lead guitar work provides. Just makes it even more compelling, really. So there you go. That doesn't have you running around with a sword in one hand, a tankard in the other, and something else in the third hand, well, God knows, nothing will. Of itself, that track is enough to stir you. The album as a whole will have you running around like an idiot, in full Slayer mode. I mean that in the well, it could be in both, I suppose. But yes, it would be. You could make a right mess if you allowed this album to sink in good and proper. You'd probably find yourself in a jail of some description, although who knows nowadays, depending on where you live. But anyway, clicky bollocks, catch you all next time, cheerio.